was just sitting here enjoying the blue jays cussing and the red-tailed hawks squealing for a little bit. And, it got me to thinking of simpler times in our lives. And it seemed like when growing up in the 80s and the early 90s, things were a lot more free than they are now. It's a shame all that's went away. We've captivated ourselves with a lot of technology, even though I'm using it right now. I still get out. There's still a lot of things I do, and I don't tell no one. You got to have your own place, whether that be physically or mentally. You've got to be able to go and be at peace somewhere. And my peace comes in a lot of different forms. One of them, as we all know, is shooting. I love to shoot. And today I done something a little different with my rifle. And I don't know if anybody learned anything from it, but sometimes I like to check things. And so I made a group. I shot 500 yards today. And if you all are ever wonder, why I don't show a lot of guns and stuff like that, this isn't about show and tell. And what I own and why I own it is my own business. And what you own, what is your business. That's the way I feel about it. So I probably don't get a lot of views and stuff because there's not a lot of gory pictures of dead animals and all these things, that we get. I'm not shooting through 50 cast iron pans. I don't know why anybody'd shoot a cast iron pan, to be honest with you, because I like to cook in them. I like food. So, but, if they get paid to do it, that's great. Whatever they want to do. I watch them. They're kind of neat. But anyway, today I did something a little different. I made a 3-shot group at 500 that I was very happy with. Made a decent wind call, and I made a little bit too strong of a wind call, which means I shot in the direction that the wind was coming from a little further than I wanted to. But I would rather make too big of a wind call than too small of a wind call. So that's just my personal preference. I shoot on the ground prone with 2 sandbags. I do not get fancy. There's no use in going out here and spending all this money on these benches and all this garb. Putting the lead on the target is up to the shooter. Now you can make your life easier with a lot of this stuff, but when the rubber meets the road, I feel like it's the person behind the trigger. That's their responsibility to put the lead where it belongs. And, we've talked about good habits and marksmanship and all that stuff before, but, I enjoy shooting from the prone position, and that's what's most solid for me. If you're more comfortable off a bench, then build you a nice bench. It's not that hard to build. You can build it. You can build a really nice bench out of pallets. Everybody builds stuff out of pallets now. It's the in-style thing to do, so you can do the same. So anyway, I made me a 3-shot group, and then I put 10 clicks of windage the wrong way on the scope, and I made 1 shot. And I do this a lot of times just to check and make sure my windage clicks are correct. And I don't know why I do that, but I just do. That's just something I do. Every now and then I'll experiment a little bit. I'll aim to miss, so to speak. But anyway, done a little coyote hunting this morning. Didn't do any good. And that's typically the story around here. We got a lot of people that call coyotes around here, and they are smart. So when I get one, I kill 2 or 3 out the same spot every year, and I feel like I'm doing pretty good because that's picking on a pack. And the only reason I hunt coyotes late in the year is to give a few of the deer a chance to get a head start. Coyotes repopulate themselves. People think they're going to go in and they're going to wipe them out or something like that. That's just not how nature works with coyotes. So if you go in, you kill 3 or 4 coyotes, they're going to have another litter real quick, and they're going to replace those dogs pretty quick. So you only got, by killing coyotes, you're only buying yourself 3 or 4 months, which 3 or 4 months in early spring is that's pretty valuable to a fawn. So anyway, I'm gonna show you the target here. I'm gonna use my high-tech pointer. You'll see it, high-tech. But anyway, I'm gonna turn you around here. I don't know, the glare is so bad today that I can't hardly see nothing. Let's see, there's my first shot. My second two, right there, about 5 inches away. So I'm happy with that. That's a minute of angle. Minute of angle. Boy, we could just preach and preach and preach on minute of angle. Then I put 10 clicks and windage on it, right. And I hit, ironically, about 1.5 feet away. So at 500 yards, 1 click should be 1.25 inches. So that's about right. So I was happy with that. I was, you know, if nothing happens on those 3 shots that I made today, that was 3 well-struck deer, you know, so I'm happy with that. You got to learn to be happy with what you have. And so many times we get into, it's just like race cars and stuff like that. You know, it's how fast can you afford to go? Well, in the shooting world, it's how well can you afford to shoot. And I try to get away from that. You know, I've got some pretty dandy rifles, but, you know, at the same time, they done more with less years and years ago. So there's no good excuse in us not to be able to knock it out when we need to. That's just how I feel. But anyway, so we had 3 good shots today, 500 yards. Had 1 predicted miss. So that's not really a miss, that's just playing. But you got to understand wherever you're shooting at has different habits daily. I had today I had quite a bit of heat signature, which anybody that's ever looked through a rifle scope knows what that is. And anybody that knows, if you're shooting 500 yards, a lot of times today I had actually 3 different wind directions today. In the middle of the field, I had one that was going from left to right. Where I was sitting at, it was blowing in my face directly. And then where the target was, it was actually blowing south to north. So I had 3 wind directions to deal with today, which that's a pretty easy formula to come up with because 2 of them don't matter. If it's blowing straight away from you, straight to you, there's no wind value. The one I was worried about was the one from left to right, and I heard a cow bark. He just telling me that I missed, that I didn't do good. That's all right. But anyway, so 3 wind directions. You know, but 2 of them didn't matter, so I made an adjustment of, I think it was 3 clicks, which would be 3 3/4 inches, I believe. Yeah. We might have a cow get it here in a minute. Sometimes after I get done calling, they'll come across the field, and they like to stay out there where they think they're out of range. I'd probably miss it. Oh well. But anyway, you got to do your math. And make your adjustment according to what the math is. If you make your wind call and it comes up something like 11 clicks and you're thinking, man, I'm sure I don't need that much. You probably do. Major adjustments. That's one thing I remember our drill instructor screaming at us in boot camp. Major adjustments. Get on the target. Well, math don't lie, you know. Maybe new math does, but old math don't. 2 and 2 is still 4. Nowadays, we add emotion into that, and if little Johnny says it's 3.5, then we have to accept that. I don't know how it works, but anyway. So we had a pretty good day of shooting, and I say I'm in here all by myself. But do something you enjoy today. Here, where I'm at, it's a high blue sky day. Crows are griping, blue jays are upset, hawks are squealing, coyotes are barking. Doesn't get much better, I don't think. Maybe a turkey gobble. Our turkeys don't gobble much anymore because every time they do, a cow or a bobcat eats them. So they've learned not to gobble. But anyway, it's been a minute since I talked to anybody, and not a big learning lesson today, but it's something. We got to shoot a little bit. And get out and shoot your rifles. Take your kids, go do something fun. Let them get filthy, play in a mud puddle. You know, it doesn't have to be the way it is. We don't have to play by the rules of society, and you need to get your kids out and get them active, or otherwise, well, I better not say that, then everybody will be mad at me. But as parents, it's our responsibility to get our kids out and teach them something. Okay, if we don't teach them something, then the rest of the world will, and I promise you, it won't be good. So enough of the sermon. God bless. I hope everybody has a great day today. It's just been a kind of a lazy day at the farm today. I'm gonna line up a couple more rifles for a buddy of mine and see how it goes. Y'all be good. Thank you a lot.